The 15K segment has traditionally been a very popular one with the Indian buyers. Now, as we head into the final quarter of 2019, we have a lot of options in this segment. In today's video, I'm going to try to show you guys which are the best buys here, which are the best phones you should be considering based on what's important to you. Hey guys, Ash here from Z4 eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see here, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's now go ahead and get started. Like I've always said, there is no one size fits all when it comes to the best smartphone for you. It's always based on where your priorities lie. So let's say you're someone who prioritizes stock Android over everything else. In that case, there are two good options. The first and the best option, probably, it's pretty obvious to most people. It's the Mi A3 that we've spoken about at length in recent weeks. The A3 has a pretty good triple camera setup. It's got an excellent Sony IMX586, that 48 megapixel camera to the back, and that back itself, it's made out of Gorilla Glass and it sports a nice S-curve. So it manages to look and feel nice as well, and also remain durable because it's Gorilla Glass. It's not just the looks either. Inside, the Mi A3 is powered by the Snapdragon 665 chip. There is UFS 2.1 storage for snappy amp launches, and it is backed by a 4030 mAh battery with support for Quick Charge 3. All that's pretty nice, but some people might still be turned off by the fact that it has a 720p display. I mean, it is an AMOLED panel, a nice and bright 6-inch AMOLED panel with tiny bezels, and it even comes with an in-display fingerprint scanner, not very common at this price point. But at the end of the day, with regards to resolution, it's still 720p. Now, if you happen to be one of those people who despise the fact that the resolution is low, or if you want to go with a brand that has a better update track record, Xiaomi has had their fair share of issues even with their Android One products, then the Nokia 8.1, it just got a permanent price cut. This is another Android One option. It's priced at 16,000 rupees now with the Snapdragon 710 chip and a Full HD display. The Nokia 8.1 is better in certain ways. Note that the 8.1 also ships with a pair of earphones and, more importantly, the 18-watt charger included in the box, both of which aren't in the box with the A3. Now, the cameras on the 8.1 might not stack up to what the A3 has to offer, but it definitely is a worthy alternative to the A3 for Android One fans out there. Now, if you are someone who doesn't really care much for stock Android, but instead you just want the best camera phone possible, then again, there are a couple of very interesting options. First, there's the Realme 5 Pro. Coming in at 14,000 rupees, it offers quad cameras to the back. The primary, of course, it's the same 48 megapixel sensor we just talked about, and under bright light as well as low light, it performs more or less similar to the A3. Here's a card to a detailed comparison where I explain more about how it fares against the A3. Now, with the depth sensor, again the performance is similar, but the Realme 5 Pro does edge ahead with regards to the A3 when it comes to the wide-angle cameras, and as a fourth sensor, it's got that ultra macro option which gives it a flat-out advantage over the A3. Now, apart from the optics, the Realme 5 Pro also brings with it some of the strongest internals on phones in this list. It's got the Snapdragon 712 AIE chip, so it's pretty powerful for both day-to-day use and also gaming, which is further complemented by the software. There's again UFS 2.1, dedicated micro SD support. There is 20-watt VOOC 3.0 fast charging with this charger included in the box. So it's a pretty good device, and if optics are a priority for you, this should most definitely be your pick, with the Mi A3 coming in as a close second. Now, if you're someone who values gaming more, then here's another dark horse of a pick. Like the Nokia 8.1, this one's not from this year either. The Honor Play. At 13,000 rupees for the 664, the Honor Play with last year's flagship Kirin 970 offers unparalleled price to performance. Yes, the design is muted, and of course the cameras are a bit iffy and they don't really measure up to what the 48 megapixel sensors do offer today. But they aren't that bad, and overall, if you're looking at gaming as your priority, if performance is your priority, then the Kirin 970 on the Honor Play will outdo any mid-range chip on the market today. The Snapdragon 710, 712, 665, 675, anything MediaTek or Exynos, anything they have to offer. And then there is 6 gigs of RAM, again UFS 2.1 storage, a 3750 mAh battery with 18 watt fast charge support, and the 18 watt charger included in the box. Now for this price, these are killer features, making this one of the best options in this segment if performance is priority. Now if you want an alternative, then we actually have two. The strongest GPU alternative at this price point, that's got to be the Adreno 616 that the Snapdragon 712 has to offer. And phones that sport this chip, well, it's again the Realme 5 Pro and the Vivo Z1 Pro. The Realme 5 Pro, we just discussed it in depth. The Z1 Pro, it's got a different triple camera setup to the back. While it's good, it's not as impressive as the one on the Realme 5 Pro. What it does have going for it overall is that punch hole to the front, that display. It makes the Z1 Pro look attractive. Now that's probably the only reason you should consider it. That is, if that punch hole is something you really find interesting, if you really like how it makes the phone look. Apart from that, the 5 Pro kind of outperforms this. Now talking about the display, if you hate notches and if you even hate punch holes, then the only option in this segment would be the Huawei Y9 Prime. Now this isn't a phone I've covered, but from what I've seen with the specs and other reviews, it's not a very strong offering. It doesn't have the best cameras or the best performance amongst phones on this list. But as far as uninterrupted displays go, this is the cheapest option. This is actually the only option. Now, if you're looking for a balanced device, something that gets cameras, that gets performance, battery life, user experience, it balances everything more or less and does it best in this segment, then that's gotta be, well, before we take a look at that, here are a few honorable mentions. The Redmi Note 7 Pro with its glass build, dual cameras, Snapdragon 675 and a 4000 mAh battery, it was king of the segment till some recent launches unseated it from its throne. The Samsung Galaxy M30 with its triple camera setup and 5000 mAh battery was a surprisingly serious offering from Samsung that you should consider if you are brand conscious. The Moto One Action kinda tries to make a phone an action camera. It's quirky, it's fresh, it's something different that Moto's been trying. And now, before we take a look at our pick for the most balanced phone in this segment, if you've been liking what you've been seeing so far with this video, please join us, click that bell icon, go on, do it. So now it's time for our pick, the best well-rounded option in this 15K segment. That's gotta be the Realme 5 Pro. Those impressive 4 cameras to the back, that shimmering build, the snappy Snapdragon 712, no pun intended, with UFS 2.1 nonetheless, VOOC 3.0 with the charger in the box. Realme seems to have put out what arguably looks like their most competitive and more importantly, complete offering till date. And that makes it, in my honest and humble opinion, the most well-rounded and balanced phone in this segment as of today. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with what I'm about to say in this video? Do you feel I missed out on your favorite phone? Or are you waiting for another launch? The Redmi Note 8 series is coming, the Honor 9X is coming. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about the video. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.